All right, good morning and welcome to our Queens Borough President Land Use Public Hearing. This hearing is taking place both in person in the Borough President's Conference Room and on our YouTube channel at Queens BP. I am Vicky Garvey, the Planning Director for Borough President Richards, and I will be chairing this hearing on his behalf. For those who wish to for those who wish to testify virtually and haven't already pre-registered to do so, please visit our website at queensbp.nyc.gov. Written testimony is welcome from those who are unable to testify in real time, and all written testimony must be received by 5 p.m. today and must be submitted to the email planning2, that's the word planning and the number 2, at queensbp.nyc.gov or by conventional mail sent to the office of the Queensborough President at 120-55 Queens Boulevard, room 226, Kew Gardens, New York 11424. Lisa, please review how this public hearing will proceed.
Yes. The public hearing shall be conducted in the following manner. The applicant will give a description of the requested zoning action, the proposed project, and respond to any questions from the chair. The floor will then be open for public speakers. Please listen for your name to be called. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to ask questions or deliver testimony. When you are called, please identify yourself for the record, and if you are formally speaking as a representative of or member of a group, the calendar number or application you are speaking about, and whether you are for or against an item. Then you may begin your testimony. Please note that a signal will ring when your time is up. At the discretion of the chair, if there are any large number of speakers on any particular item, it may be put on second call. Speakers for and against that item may also be called to testify on an alternating basis. Please note, if you are testifying virtually, you must keep your camera on during your testimony and display your name accurately on Zoom. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you, Lisa. So the chair reserves the right to ask speakers for clarifications or further information regarding applications or comments. We only have one calendar item today, so Lisa, could you please call the first calendar item?
Yes, calendar item number 1, ULURP number 250302ZMQ. The applicant, St. Francis Preparatory School, affected community board number 8. Applicant, please begin.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us today. I'm Leah Vallone from Ackerman on behalf of the applicant here. I'm also joined by Lisa Arantia and Perry Vallone from Constantinople and Vallone. I'm just going to share my screen right now for our presentation. Just let me know if that's working. Okay.
Great.
Great, thanks. So today we're here to present for St. Francis Preparatory School. This is a Catholic college preparatory school. It's actually the largest private Catholic school in the United States. The current enrollment is at 2,500 students. Just for a little background, this school was actually rezoned from an R32 to an R4 district in 2013 by the same community district. So just before the holidays, the zoning committee was actually able to see the result of those actions. It draws from a diverse student population from all areas of the city, and it was founded in 1858 by the Franciscan Brothers. And it was moved here to the current Francis Lewis Boulevard location in 1974. Previous to that, this location was also occupied by a school. So this is the aerial view and tax map. It's about 319,000 square feet of community facility. This is the development site. It's on Horace Harding, Long Island Expressway, and Francis Lewis Boulevard in Fresh Meadows. To the southwest, there's a public school, and to the west, there's Cunningham Park. This slide, you can actually see the sign that's in question here today, and note that there's also no residential housing near this sign. The school is accessible by car along major roadways, and the Q30, the Q26, and the Q76 bus lines provide service along the Long Island Expressway. The Q76 and the Q30 bus stops are located at the intersection and are commonly used by students. So the view of the sidewalk you can see is where most students pass the sign walking into school and where most parents see the signs as they're dropping their students off. The sign is double-sided and non-flashing. So students who walk past it are usually dropped off on the corner and then walk in on the road displayed on the right side picture. This is our zoning change map. So the C12 overlay is an overlay mapped in residential districts, usually to serve local needs. They're usually utilized by restaurants, grocery stores, and the overlay will cover an area that's been occupied by non-residential uses for over 60 years. As noted before, there's no residential uses nearby to the school. And there's also a commercial overlay that already exists on Francis Lewis Boulevard here. So the proposed development here, to be clear, is that there really is no proposed development, really. We're just asking to legalize an existing illuminated non-flashing sign, which is actually currently not allowed in the district. And the existing signage is located on the portion of Francis Lewis Boulevard on the corner of the school. So this is the existing signage measurements, which are in line with the proposed C12 overlay. And to be clear, accessory signs in an R4 are allowed, just not for educational facilities. And they are just subject to restrictions on size, location, and height, which the sign here meets those measurements. And the sign also does not flash, which is not allowed. It just flashes intermittently. This is just showing the design of the illuminated sign as well as a picture of what it looks like currently. We had a community board hearing for Community Board 8 on January 7th and received recommended approval of the zoning map amendment. So the community has also benefited from this sign as well. Multiple people have stipulated that the weather, the date, and the holiday, as well as event projections, are extremely helpful. And the reason we're before you today is because St. Francis Prep received a Department of Buildings violation for the sign. And when it became aware of this oversight, they immediately tried to correct this and have been trying to correct this. So they're just trying to follow the right pathway to do this. This school has been a benchmark in the communities, grown into a nationally recognized school. I personally am a graduate of St. Francis Prep, and my brother just recently graduated last year. He was student body president, so I know firsthand how important the sign is to the student body, as well as to the mission of the school, the faith of the school, and the new modern times, how it portrays information to students, to parents, and to the community as a whole. It's not fully focused on displaying information related to St. Francis Prep. As I mentioned before, it shares the weather, the time, the date, as well as events outside of St. Francis Prep. For example, it displays information regarding student driving lessons, which is available to anyone under a certain age in the community. And that is pretty much it. So this concludes our presentation and we're open for questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know that this is a relatively simple application, but I do just have a few questions. I know that Board 8 did approve this application, but the margin was relatively thin. I think there were 19 approvals and 14 oppositions. Can you just talk me through what the split was there?
Yeah, so the vote was pretty close. It was 19-14. I think a lot of the community board as well as members of the public were slightly confused and connecting it to another recent development that's being proposed that has no connection to the two, as well as the intent behind the sign. So St. Francis Prep circulated a letter of intent stating that there is no possibility or intent for the school to do anything with this commercial overlay other than legalize the existing signage here. This is also in line with the fact that the school is already at the nearly at the maximum square footage. So physically nothing can be built on it anymore. And procedurally, the school is on has is on a lease agreement with the Archdiocese of Brooklyn. So that property can physically not be used for anything other than a school use. So we kind of explained that to the members and there was some confusion, but that does explain why the vote was close.
Got it. Okay. And then my second question is, um, well, I guess two related questions. So you said that the school received a DOB violation. When was that?
That was previous to 2013, and then they immediately took action trying to go through this process and other avenues after that. I think, Lisa, I
Okay.
don't know if it was 20, I think it was in the year 2013 they received the violation.
Okay. Um, when was the sign constructed?
The sign was constructed, I think, the few years leading up to it. I'm pretty sure it was just on the property for about a year before they received the violation.
Okay. Okay. Just trying to understand the timeline here. Did the school try to pursue a BSA application prior to rezoning? Just curious what was happening in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, so they definitely, that was um the on behalf of the applicant, that was the first avenue we pursued. We actually had preliminary discussions with the BSA talking about the viability of a variance here. And we were
Mhm.
advised that the request didn't fall under the statutory categories. And they recommended pursuing that a zoning change would be the only avenue to be able to legalize the sign here.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate the background on that. Um, if anyone is on the any members of the public, if they're on the webinar and would like to deliver testimony, if you could just raise your hand. I believe we had one person signed up to view the webinar. I don't know if they wanted to testify. Otherwise, I'm looking around our conference room. I don't see anyone here in person. Um, just gonna give it another couple seconds. Okay. Well, I don't have any further questions, and it does not appear that we have anyone from the public who wishes to testify on this item. So I want to go ahead and close this item, and close the hearing. So thank you, applicant team. Although, actually, Tiffany, can you check the Q&A? I just saw a notification come up. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm disregard the closing. We are going to have someone testify to speak. Um, Tiffany, are you able to promote her as a panelist, not a host? Okay, apologies for the technical difficulty. We're a little bit short-staffed today, so I'm going to go ahead and promote Shirley as a panelist from my computer, and then I will be right back. So please hold on for just a few moments. Okay, Shirley, you've been promoted to a panelist, so please begin your testimony whenever you're ready.
Good morning. I'm sorry about that. My name is Shirley Oban. My name is I'm the Queensborough President appointee to the Panel for Educational Policy. Um, Community is very important, and that signage is like, for me, is like one of the landmarks for the area. When you go down Horace Harding, you see that sign, that is St. Francis Prep is there. It's has many uses besides giving information, right? It tells you where you are in that community, and it's like a welcome. It's part of the beautification. So in short, I am in favor for amending and approving uh, the rules, the laws for permitting that sign, and also so that it can, flash like you see in many other communities in other areas. This is a landmark not only for those, there's no residential, but everyone passes there, and school students, not only at St. Francis Prep, but also Flushing, Francis Lewis High School, who's also nearby further down. This is also in the area. So this is like a approval to keep the sign and to enhance it for the benefit of those who work and go to school and nearby residents further away to maintain, something that has been there forever uh, in the community, and come to rely and appreciate it's the small but important information that comes from the sign. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Shirley, for your testimony. I believe you were the only one to sign up to testify. I apologize for the oversight before. But now I will officially close the
Oh,
hearing
Vicky,
and
I just wanted to note that it was 2023 we received the violation, not 2013. I just mixed up my years right there. So it has been in
okay,
violation for a way shorter time than that.
no problem.
Thanks.
Okay, I've updated my notes on that. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, so any last questions, comments? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close the hearing. So our next scheduled hybrid land use public hearing is on Thursday, February 19th, starting at 9:30 a.m. Thank you as always for joining us, and I hope everyone has a great day and continues to stay warm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.